Have you ever imagined witnessing such an impressive phenomenon that, in a matter of minutes, completely transforms what we know as day or night? Well, solar and lunar eclipses have the ability to leave us speechless and goosebump-streaked, even without fully explaining why these transformations occur in the sky. You may have seen images of a ring of fire in the sky or heard stories about the mysterious blood moon. But did you know that these events are not only beautiful spectacles, but also reveal a perfect alignment between the sun, moon, and earth, almost like a cosmic choreography? In this video, I want to take you on a fascinating journey, showing you every detail of these eclipses and why they are capable of leaving us speechless. But don't worry, I'm not going to reveal everything now. Instead, I'll leave you with a hint of curiosity, promising that every second of attention will be worth it to understand these wonders of the universe. When we talk about eclipses, we are dealing with a unique astronomical event that can be observed both from space and right here, from our backyard, in different locations on the planet. They result from a perfect, or almost perfect, alignment between the sun, moon, and earth, and each type of eclipse is defined by the exact position of these celestial bodies. Imagine a dance in which each one needs to be in the right place at the right time for the show to be complete. These alignments often create extraordinary scenes, such as a red moon that looks like something out of a science fiction movie or a day that suddenly becomes dark as if it were night. And the most interesting thing is that, depending on where you are on Earth and how this cosmic trio is positioned, the eclipse can present very different characteristics for each observer. To understand better, let's first separate the solar eclipse from the lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon is placed between the sun and the earth. It is as if the moon acts as a light blocker, casting its shadow on parts of our planet. The result is that, in broad daylight, we can see the sun being partially or completely covered. In some situations, the sky darkens to the point that birds think it is night. A concrete example occurred in August 2017, when a total solar eclipse could be seen across much of the United States, transforming that afternoon into something epic. Thousands of people stopped their routines to observe the phenomenon, and the general feeling was one of fascination mixed with a certain adrenaline. After all, it is not every day that we see the sun disappear from the sky like this. There are three important variations within the solar eclipse: partial, total, and annular. In the first case, called a partial solar eclipse, only part of the sun is covered by the moon, giving the solar disk the shape of a bright crescent moon. The total solar eclipse is by far the most impressive. The moon blocks out all of the sun's brightness for a few minutes, and the daylight dissolves into a surprising darkness, where only the solar corona remains visible, like a pale halo around the darkened disk. Lastly, we have the annular solar eclipse, which occurs when the moon is a little further away from Earth, blocking most of the sun, but not completely. This way, that orange ring of fire around the lunar silhouette is visible. Each of these types is a show in itself, and people from all over the world travel to specific regions of the planet just to witness them live. A lunar eclipse, on the other hand, is practically the opposite of a solar eclipse. It occurs when the Earth is placed between the sun and the moon. In this scenario, it is our planet that projects its shadow onto the natural satellite. In other words, the moon is the one that suffers the light blockage from the Earth, becoming visibly darker or even acquiring a reddish tone, depending on the circumstances. Two main types stand out. First, the penumbral lunar eclipse, which is more subtle and often goes unnoticed, as only a less dense part of the Earth's shadow reaches the moon, slightly changing its color. Then, we have the umbral lunar eclipse, when the moon enters the darkest part of the Earth's shadow and ends up presenting that reddish or coppery color, popularly known as a blood moon. To make everything even clearer, think of real events that caught the attention of the entire world. Umbral lunar eclipses have become famous in recent times, such as in 2018 and 2019, when many people posted impressive photos of a giant, red moon. As for solar eclipses, just remember the total eclipse of 2019, visible in regions of South America, to realize how much humanity is still enchanted by these phenomena. In each of these moments, scientists and amateurs gather to observe and record, sometimes with sophisticated equipment, other times just with cell phones and special glasses, all to share an experience that, because it is so impactful, makes us feel how small we are in the face of the cosmos. And what is the explanation for all this? Well, it is worth mentioning that most of the objects in our solar system orbit the Sun, including, obviously, our planet. The Moon, on the other hand, orbits the Earth. Therefore, there are certain moments when this celestial mechanism causes the Sun, Moon, and Earth to align almost perfectly. When the Moon is right in front of the Sun for someone on Earth, we have a solar eclipse. When the Earth is in the path between the Sun and the Moon, we have a lunar eclipse. Although it may seem complex, these events follow a natural rhythm, marked by cycles that astronomers have monitored for centuries. And even with all our current technology and knowledge, watching an eclipse continues to be a transformative experience, both from a scientific and emotional point of view, leading millions of people to connect with these celestial spectacles. But it is important to remember that observing an eclipse, especially a solar eclipse, requires care. During a partial or total solar eclipse, the intense light of the Sun can still damage our vision if we do not use adequate filters, such as protective glasses manufactured for this purpose. In many places, local authorities provide guidance and organize events in squares, schools, and planetariums, offering safety and instructions to the public. If you have the opportunity, it is well worth participating in these initiatives, because, in addition to contemplating one of the greatest spectacles of nature, you will also learn a lot about astronomy and better understand the role that the Earth, our home, plays in this vast expanse of space. While solar eclipses tend to be rarer to be observed in their entirety, as they depend on a specific range of visibility on the Earth's surface, lunar eclipses can be seen from much wider areas, as they involve the shadow that the Earth casts on the Moon, visible in several regions of the planet at the same time. Therefore, it is quite common to see astronomical calendars announcing a lunar eclipse that can be seen across almost an entire continent or even several continents simultaneously. And do you know what's best? We can watch this process without needing protective glasses, as the Moon does not emit light that could damage our vision. However, binoculars or simple telescopes always offer an even more detailed view of the nuances and colors of this phenomenon. And now I want to know, which of these phenomena fascinates you the most, the solar eclipse or the lunar eclipse? Tell us in the comments below if you have ever been lucky enough to witness one of these events live and what your experience was like. And if you have any questions or are curious about other astronomical curiosities, don't hesitate to ask. Leave your like to help spread the word about this content. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos about the wonders of the universe, and share it with friends who also love looking at the sky. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.